What's up, guys? Skippy Africanus here, and welcome back to another Cartridge of the Week episode. This week featuring the 222 Remington. So first off, as we always do, we will take a look at the head stamp, which on the top you can see Peter's right there, which by the time of this cartridge, being made, Remington actually owned that company. At the bottom we have 222 Rem, standing for, of course, 222 Remington, which is the caliber. Now, hearing 222 Remington and finding out that it's not just a mispronunciation of 223 Remington would make you assume that these cartridges must be similar to one another, and not only is that assumption right, but they are actually directly related. The 222 Remington, though sporting a shorter case of 43 millimeters as opposed to the 223's 45 millimeter case, and also having a longer neck on the 222 versus the, again, 223 with its shorter neck, still uses the same bullet as the 223, the 224 diameter bullet, which there's a joke somewhere in there of, the 222 and the 223 both using a 224 diameter bullet. Now, while the two cartridges sport the same diameter bullet, the 222 tends to stick around the lighter grain range at around 40 to 55 grains, whereas the 223 tends to start at 55 grains and can go all the way to 77 grains. Now, do note that there are heavier and lighter bullet weights for both calibers. These are just simply, an average of what tends to be available. Now, on average, much like the 223, the 222 sports the same high velocities with the previously mentioned bullet weights of 40 to 55 grains, flying anywhere from 31 all the way to 3,600 feet per second. Now, these velocities were taken from a 24-inch barrel for what that's worth, but still fairly close to what 223 dishes out. Now, as mentioned before, these two calibers, they're not only similar, but they are directly related to each other, or more so, this one is directly related to this one, with the 223 essentially being a hot-rodded 222. Now, the 222 came about in 1950 and was the first rimless 22 cartridge to be introduced in the United States. It would be dropped with the Remington Model 722 bolt-action rifle and would find popular use for both varmint hunting as well as bench rush shooting competitions. And it just so happens that the U.S. Army would begin looking for a small bore cartridge in 1958, and initially Remington would release the 222 Magnum, which was your basic 222, but with a lengthened case for some more powder volume. However, the Army would turn down this chambering, but it would still find great success with the civilian market, much like the standard 222 Remington. Later on, however, in 1963, Remington would come up with the 222 Remington Special, which was, again, just the 222 Remington, but with a stretched casing, as well as a shorter neck to allow for more powder volume. This cartridge would satisfy the Army's needs and have its name changed from 222 Special to the much more commonly known 223 Remington, or 5.56 by 45 millimeters. This cartridge would also end up stealing the 222 Remington as well as the 222 Remington Magnum's popularity, given the similar performance it held with both those two calibers, and though it wouldn't necessarily kill them, the 222 would never again be as popular as it once was. At least here in the United States, that is, because, funny enough, this cartridge would become popular in certain European countries like Spain, where the ownership of military calibers is prohibited. Rather than 223, plenty of ARs find their chamberings into this caliber, given its similarity to the 223, but still remaining legal in those countries. But anyways, I think that is going to do it for this week's Cartridge of the Week episode featuring the 222 Remington. I hope you all enjoyed the video as much as I personally enjoyed making it, and I will see y'all next time.